everyone, this is Parveen. Today we are on the third session of this particular chapter of class 8, Geography chapter 1, Resources. In our last two videos we have seen meaning of resources. Anything which is there in our environment which has capacity to satisfy human wants or human needs are termed as resources. Then we have also seen classification of resources. There are two types of resources, natural resources and man-made resources. Under natural resources, we have seen that there are different kinds of resources which we have, like biotic resources, abiotic resources, renewable resources, non-renewable resources, actual resources and potential resources. Now in this particular video, or this is the last session in which we are going to see what is human resource. As we have seen in our last video that human is also acting as a natural resource, or human is also termed as an human resource for the country. Now we will see what is human resource and why human is called as a resource. And in this video we also learn about the conservation of resources, how we can conserve natural resources, because natural resources comes from the nature which can be eliminated or which can be finished or vanished, because of which we need to conserve those natural resources. So now first we will start with human resources. Now what is human resource? It refers to the number as well as physical and mental abilities of the people. Human resource means in a country what is number of the people or number of population in a country, because human beings are acting as a resource, so number of people brings labor to the country. So number of people or number of population is also very essential, as well as the population should have physical and mental ability. The population or number of population which a country is having, it must have physical and mental ability to work for the country as a labor, as a skilled labor, or maybe as a unskilled labor. Maybe you can say that scientists are there, teachers are there, and laborers are there, small laborers are there, farmers are there. All of them are using their physical and mental ability to help the government, or to provide different commodities, or to provide different services which satisfy the human needs. That is why we say that human beings are also acting as a resource. Like let's take an example. When we are talking about the food need or food grains need of ourselves to satisfy our hunger needs, farmers are there who grow food grains for us. So farmers are also acting as a resource, because what we say, resource means anything in our environment, which has a capacity to satisfy our wants. So farmers are there who they worked physically to satisfy our food grain wants. Same way when we are talking about let's take an example of doctors. They are providing us services to maintain our health. So they are satisfying our health need. So over here we can say that doctors are also acting as a resource. Same way when we are talking about the workers or labor workers who are working in banks, they provide us some monetary services. They satisfy our monetary needs. So over here we can say that they are also acting as a human resource. So what is human resource? We can say that number of population which is present in a country and physical and mental abilities of those people who are present in a country. Combined together they make a human resource for a country, which helps in the development of the country. Because all the resources which are there in our country, either it is natural resources. If it is natural resources can be surveyed, can be dug out by human beings also. Human beings use those resources, or human beings act on those resources to make those resources valuable or useful for human beings by using technology. Same way when we are talking about the man-made resources, as we have seen that man has been many things which are acting as a resource, like dams, furnitures, roads, railways. All these things are a man-made resource. So we can say that human beings or human resource is a very important resource for a development of a country. Now we will see activities of human resources. What work human resources do for the development of a country or for the development of our resources which we have. Make effective use of resources. Whatever resources we are having in our country, it can be used only by human beings. If human beings are not using those resources, they are not valuable, or they will not termed as a resource, because whatever things human beings are using to satisfy their needs, those things are called as resources. So if human beings are not using those things, they are not termed as a resource. So anything to become a resource, it should have a capacity, or it must have a capacity to satisfy human wants. So over here we can say that human beings make effective use of resources. Secondly, efficient use. By using technology, by using their mental and physical ability, human beings make efficient use of the resources. Like let's take an example, when we are having iron ore or mineral in a raw form. By using physical ability or mental ability, we change them in a valuable materials which we can use. Like we are making engines of vehicles, we are making vehicles, or we are making, when we are having wood, we are making furniture with them, we are making so many other things with them. So we as a human being or as a human resource, by using technology or by using mental and physical ability, we make efficient uses of resources. Next one is we transfer resources into valuable products. As we have seen, by using technology, by using mental and physical ability, human beings are having a capacity to transfer resources into valuable products so that we can use them for satisfying our needs. Next one is human beings use technologies to develop resources. To develop resources in a full extent, or in a full level of extent, human beings use technology to do that. Technology is there, but if human beings are not using those technologies are not useful or not valuable. So, and health and education improves human resources. As we see that human resources are very important when we are talking about the different resources available in our country. So to maintain human resources, education and good health is very important. Education provides mental strength to an individual, or mental stress to human beings, and good health provide physical strength, and physical and mental ability is very essential for the human resource. And this particular improvement of health and education is called as human resource development. In human resource development, there are different programs through which human health and education of human being has been improved or has been improving. So over here, this is about the human resource. Now, next we will see, next topic is conservation of natural resources. As we have seen that there are two types of resources, natural resources and man-made resources. So when we are talking about the man-made resources, there is no fear of vanishing of man-made resources, because men can make them again and again. But when we are talking about the natural resources, they are drawn from the nature. Some resources are renewable, which can be renewed, but it takes a longer period of time, and some resources are non-renewable. Once we use them, they got finished. So that is why conservation of natural resources is very important. Now, there are many steps which has been taken to conserve the natural resources. Now we will see what are those steps. First one is maintain diversity of life. As we have seen that we are having a diversity of plants, we are having a diversity of animals, and plants and animals are also acting as a resource. So when we talk about diversity of plants and diversity of animals, we need to maintain that diversity of life of plants and animals as a human being. We need to conserve them. We need to use them in such a way that it should not get vanished, or it should be conserved for the future generation. So we need to maintain diversity of life of plants and different animals which we are having. Like now we can take an example. Nowadays we have many environmental programs through which we are saving animals, like Save Tigers. One of the very important, you can say, sorry, one of the very important law of saving tigers are there. Also many forest act were there by the government, through which they tried to conserve the forest plants and animals. Next one is minimize damage to the natural environment. As a human being, when we are using the resources, we are using them in that extent that we are exploiting those resources. So as a human being, it is our duty, or as a human resource, it is our duty to minimize damage to the natural environment. Because, and to this, government has made many environmental laws, and we need to follow those laws. Either we will be punished, or it is a punishable offence if we not follow the environmental laws or environmental rules, so that we can maintain damage to the natural environment. Next one is understand to connect connection between society and environment. See, society and environment is having a very great or very important connection. As we live in a society, it's a whatever our needs are, whatever needs we are having as a human being, all those needs can only be satisfied in a society, because our society provides us different resources, our environment provides us different resources. As we live in a society, our environment provides us different resources through which we satisfy our wants. If we are not taking care of our environment, then our society will not be there. So there is a great connection or important connection between society and environment, because society depends upon the environment and environment depends upon the society. That is why as we are living in the society, it is our duty to conserve our environment, to take care of our environment. Next one is recycling and reuse of resources. As we have seen that many resources are there which are renewable in nature. We can renew them. Once we use them, we can save them, and we can renew them, and we can reuse them. It is not like that we can use them in only once. We can use them twice, thrice. So we need to be careful when we are using the resources, that we need to use the resources in such a way that further also we can use them. For further also we can conserve those resources for reuse or recycling. Next one is maintain a fair distribution of resources. See, there is no fair distribution of resources. Some people are using resources in a full extent, some people don't have those resources. Different regions are having different kinds of resources. So government maintain distribution of resources in such a way that each and every state should enjoy each resources which is there in our country. So this is all about the conservation of natural resources. Now when we talk about the conservation of resources, one very important concept under conservation of resources is sustainable development. What is sustainable development? It refers to overall development of a nation without damaging environment to support upcoming generation. Sustainable development means we should work for the development of our country, but we need to keep in mind that whatever development process we are having, it should not damage our environment, because if it damages our environment, or if we are using resources in such a way for our development that it got vanished, so that future generation will have a negative effect. Maybe it got eliminated or vanished and future generation will not have those resources for use. That is why we need to have a sustainable development. That means we need to use our resources in our development process in such a way that we need to conserve them to support future generation, which is called as sustainable development. That means while in a development process, when we are using resources, we need to use the resources in a very careful way so that we can conserve them for the future generation. We don't need to vanish them, because it will have a negative effect on our future generation. Now when we are talking about the sustainable development, there are different features of sustainable development. First one is careful utilization of resources. When we are using the resources for developmental purposes, we need to use the resources in a very careful manner. We need to utilize the resources in such a way that it gives us a maximum benefit, and we need to use them in a very proper way. Conserve resources for future generation. As we have seen, sustainable development means we need to use the resources in such a way that it should be conserved for the future generation, or it can be saved for the future generation. Improve quality of human life. Sustainable development improves quality of human life, because as we take care of our environment, our society also grows with that. Minimize depletion of resources. We need to minimize the depletion of resources or exploitation of our resources by human beings. We need to be careful while using the resources so that it will not get exploited or it will not get depleted. Change personal attitude towards environment. It provides, sustainable development provides many programs through which many programs and plans, or many educative plans and programs through which human beings get the knowledge how they can save the environment and why environment is very important. So it changes the personal attitude of human beings towards the environment, and we try to save them and we try to conserve them. Enable communities to care for their own environment. As we live in communities, communities should have such a attitude that we are living in a particular society and we need to conserve resources and environment which is there around us or around our society. So this is all about the human resources and conservation of resources. With this, we have finished with this particular chapter. I hope you have understand this chapter. Thank you.